for the longest time, this was my go-to for hunting. Stability, shooting sticks. Work good, they're quiet, they're easy, they're lightweight. So very fond of these for mid-level grass because it gets you above it. But by the time you get them down, they get a little bit low. Sometimes the grass gets in the way. My college roommate had a 60th birthday hunt to Alaska for caribou. And 4 of us went up there and got dropped off in the middle of nowhere. And it was just one of the most spectacular times, best hunts ever. But what I realized is the terrain in Alaska is so difficult to walk over, and having your poles just made it so much easier, and especially packing out. So when I was chasing caribou, the grass was about that tall. And so my backpack didn't work, my shooting sticks didn't work, but I had my trekking pole, and I had a little utility strap for my backpack. So basically I just wrapped it around the top of my pole and made a quick little rest for the gun. Got me thinking, you know, I always have my pole with me. Is there a rifle rest that we could make do? Figure out something. So basically came back with a lot of ideas to get some sort of support on the pole so that you can use that as your rifle rest. So I've used these shooting sticks for literally decades, and great stability, set up your gun pretty easily, and they also kind of work as a hiking stick, but not a very good hiking stick. And so the combination of the shooting stick and the trekking pole is really where I got the idea for the rifle rest. So this is the final iteration, the RoadRunner Rifle Rest, and it just clamps with the 2 screws to the pole, and then basically the arm just lives against the pole the whole time, and then when you're ready to use it, you deploy it, rest the rifle in the... Well, certainly we designed it for shooting. There are a lot of sort of accessories that go along with shooting. And for me, it's my binoculars and my rangefinder. So binoculars and rangefinder, when you're sitting still, just gives you another platform to rest your arms on. So if you're glassing across the ridge for a long time, you can rest it on there. It doesn't clamp on and hold it like bino holders, but it just gives you a position where you can just rest and not be shaking so much. Also rangefinder, sometimes even just holding your camera on it. So lots of little things that are outside of the rifle rest, but it's with you, it weighs an ounce, so no reason not to have it. So the idea in the engineering was to have something that was securely attached to the pole. So once it's on the pole, it's not coming off the pole. And to do that, we just accomplished it with the simplest 2 screws, basically bolting the thing to the pole, sandwich to the pole in between, tighten up the screws, and you're locked in. It's solid. Basically there's 2 parts, they just fit together. There's a little cutout on the back of the plate that goes and matches with the arm. If you go the other way, you can actually make the screws fit in there, but that's not right, you can see. And it won't fit on the pole just right. So just figure out which way that goes. And then this rests up toward the, if your pole has a little padding on it, it makes it a nice spot to put the rest so that you can actually take advantage of the padding on the pole. And then just match that on the back so that it can fit around. Again, that way doesn't work quite the same, right? The screws don't match up, so that's the way you do it there. But then you got to hold it, and then you can get your screws started from the front. And then use your little wrench to tighten them up. I usually just pay attention to how much of the screw is protruding through the back, just so you can get them pretty equal. Once you kind of get it figured out where you want it, so my left pole, I like to have it kind of go to the right side so that it's in that scenario. But you can put it where you want it. So once I get it pretty close to where I think I want it, then I'll go ahead and tighten it down. And if you use the long end, put in the screw, you're not going to over tighten it. You can really get it tight with the small end, so careful not to over crush your carbon pole. But that's on there. It's not going anywhere. So RoadRunner Ranch was the first place I went hunting. I was in college. My buddy had a really sweet spot in the Texas Hill Country, and his parents named this place the RoadRunner Ranch. And so I spent my entire youth learning to hunt, learning all the ins and outs of chasing whitetail and hogs at the RoadRunner Ranch. Lots of roadrunners running around the RoadRunner Ranch, as you would imagine, and they're just a cool bird. So when we finally came up with the product, we had an idea. Trying to name it was pretty challenging, and we went around with lots of different ideas, but the idea of the fact that roadrunners are super expert hunters, fast, they're really cool birds. The ranch just had some personal connection to the hunting world, and we just kind of liked the limerick of it, RoadRunner Rifle Rest. So that's kind of how I came up with it. So coming up with an invention is something I've kind of been dabbling with my whole life, but never really had the wherewithal to put it together to make it happen. But my dad is an inventor, and he has over 30 patents, and most of it is in the medical world, and he's written multiple patents, helps out patent attorneys with information, so he's really qualified for getting a product researched. And basically when I told him about this product, he went to town, did a lot of research, and guess what? There's nothing like it. And so, can we patent it? Yep, we got a design patent, then we got a utility patent. We have more patents pending on it. So that was all just really a great experience to be doing something at this stage of my life with my dad that was really day in, day out, not all love and hugs and kisses, but we got it done. And so to me, that was the essence of this company, to get this product going. Obviously, I have great fondness for my friend, and that experience in Alaska is really what brought it about. But then being able to do something with my dad and have a company with my dad and spend time with my dad, that's really what it's all about. Part of getting the business off the ground, as anybody that's done it knows, it's way more work than you think. And I'm extremely blessed to have a sister that's an artist, and she's done all of the development for our logo and the brand guidelines and all the colors and things that you have to think about when you're doing a brand. She's been awesome with that. And then my son is a web developer, and so he's an expert at UI, UX, making websites flow, and so he basically put the website together. So the four of us, my dad, myself, my sister, and my son, and then obviously my editor wife has spent quite a bit of time looking at everything to see, okay, that sounds good, no, that doesn't sound good. So family business. So it took us a little over a year, multiple prototypes to get the thing off the ground. Then we tested it for another year, beating it up in 30 below zero and hanging weights off of it and that kind of thing, trying to smash it, break it. And once we kind of had that figured out, we went into production, and last year we got our first shipment a year ago in January, and we had our first sales in May.